Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have Marcus in the house.
Marcus, what's good? It's good.
He's starting his own podcast. What's it called?
He Said, She Said. Look out for that. He Said, She Said.
And he's also on the route to becoming a Uber driver or PCO driver. PCO is when you get your license. Do you want to speak to them?
Yeah, PCO is when you get your license. Then obviously you still have to apply for Uber to be an Uber driver, but basically means you can. You got the license to be, what is it, a registered cab driver, whatever. Obviously, yeah. I'm not really explaining it properly, but
okay. So what Marcus is saying, basically, TfL, that's the mayor. They issue you the license. They do all your background check and all these kind of things. Then you get the license, and then you can go to all the different platforms: Uber, Bolt, Green Tomatoes, Ola when they're around, Freeway. Is it free? Yeah, Freeway. Free Drive or Freeway or something like that. And then you can just work willy-nilly. So this is going to be a bit of a freestyle in the sense of Marcus was asking me quite a few questions about being an Uber driver, and I thought, why not record it and let the people out there who are interested in becoming an Uber driver understand and hear what it has to say. So Marcus, over to you.
What's the best areas though to make money, do you reckon? Because a lot of people, I hear people saying that central London, they feel like it's better to focus up there. Then other people say they don't really like going into London.
Well, that's a good question. What I'd say is there's no necessarily best area. It more depends on the time and the season and whether it's day or night, obviously. So, for instance, I live over Wandsworth, so that's a lot of heavy middle class area, and those people are 9 to 5ers normally. But then, so obviously rush hour times you're going to get a lot of work. Middle of the day you might get a bit, yeah, and you get a lot of runs, school runs. But then on Saturday night, Friday night, you're dealing for South London, you're dealing like Clapham, Camden, Brixton definitely, Old Kent Road, a Peckham a bit. Those are the main areas of where you're going to get loads of work, and those are usually starting from 10 till 3, 4 in the morning from Friday night onwards or Thursday night onwards. Sunday's slightly different, but then obviously you've got to consider, do you want to be driving, do airport runs? Because airport runs, you can drive to the airport, and depending on your rating, from what I found, let's say I'll talk about on Uber, they may not give you a job straight away as you drop off someone. Then you've got to go in a holding pen where there's like 500 other Uber drivers just waiting. Now you could wait for an hour, you could wait for 5 minutes, you could drive in there and be out again to get another thing. But every time you go in the airport, you have to pay a fee to pick up someone or drop them off. So Heathrow's £5, I think Gatwick's £6, but it's £5 if you are registered and it's automatically reads your number plate and takes out your bank account. Stansted is owned by that Nigerian brother. It's £7. It's £7.
Yeah,
and if you're picking up someone, it's £20. So it's gangster.
Yeah.
It's gangster. But and Luton I don't even like to talk about, so they don't have enough journeys. So
you don't
well, I dropped someone at Luton, but the good thing with Luton for some reason comes under the Uber area for London as well. So you could work in Luton and still be earning money. You're not going to drive back empty per se. But Luton's a bit funny because there's a certain loading. The holding bay isn't a holding bay anymore. It's just like the car park to the service station.
Yeah.
So things like that. So generally, and in the week, the city's good, but it's not good first thing in the morning because no one's there.
No one's there, yeah.
But then West End is different from the city. So I know if I'm in, what area is that? Covent Garden area, there's a certain hotel, and let's say like 10 in the morning, everybody has to leave the hotel. So if I go there, then those people, usually Americans, are going to the airport.
Yeah.
So I get airport runs. Do you see what I mean? But yeah, there's lots of different, and it also depends on, are you rejecting jobs?
If you reject jobs, does that reflect bad on your Uber app?
Yeah, see there. All right, I'm not sure if you can see here. So you lot won't be able to see. There's a rating. Where is it? Oh, you can't see it, so I'm active. There's a rating that tells you where you are and what percentage of jobs you've cancelled. So the least amount, if there's no jobs that you've cancelled, then they throw more jobs at you.
But does cancelling mean that you don't click it, or you accept then you cancel?
No, it means you rejected it.
So you've accepted it, then you reject?
No, meaning that when the job came up, I was like,
oh, you didn't accept?
Yeah, I just pressed X.
Okay.
So I don't want that job. Now, I could accept the job and then go on to the job's not worth my value, as in you want me to travel 5 miles for £5 to pick up somebody to drive them somewhere, and you're going to only pay me £5. I'm not interested in that. And it's all about algorithms. Algorithms will issue other jobs that give you more money because it's realizing that you don't want these small jobs. But in London, small jobs aren't too bad if there's not too much heavy traffic. Are you with me?
Up? And I speak to a few drivers, and they like different. Some people say they like doing from morning to afternoon. Some people like afternoon to evening. But what do you think is the best?
Well, it all depends on who you are as a person. Because traditionally Uber drivers were immigrants and them kind of men with lots of kids and a wife. Now a lot of young guys like yourself, I assume you're British born, are here and coming through. Yeah, so the thing, but if you're a married man with kids, then you may have the responsibility of dropping your kids to school and picking them up. So you might say, okay, I'm going to start at 4 a.m, and then I'm going to get back to the house at 7 or 8, pick up the kids, drop them to school, and then carry on working. Do you see what I mean? And stuff like that. And maybe the wife is organised to pick them up. If like you get a lot of Somalis or certain cultures, Pakistani Muslims, where their wives are, let's say, just at home. So it depends on your personal arrangement to how you're gonna navigate that thing. You got kids?
Yeah.
Okay, so well, I don't know if you're with your partner or not or what have you, but you will have to find your best way depending on your own personal circumstances. But you also take into consideration that a lot of it is trial and error, because right now we're in a season of everybody's back in London. We're back at that 13.5 million, but last month August was like everybody was on holiday, and there's only tourists here. So if you wanted work, you needed to be in congestion charge area. Do you see what I'm saying?
Do you normally every week, do you have a target amount
every
of money that you
every
want to make?
day. You get paid every day.
No, but do you have a target like this week? I need to make this.
I say a minimum of 1,000
a week.
A minimum,
So if you hit that by Friday, would you still work Saturday and Sunday or no?
It depends on my circumstances. If my partner wants to go out, then obviously I'm not going to be able to do it. If she wants to go, I don't know, like we go for the beach or somewhere for a whole day or whatever. But if I've got that time and she's got plans, or my kids, so everything's down on you personally. But if you work a full shift every day, you will hit that target before Friday.
And what's a full shift, like 10 hours?
10 or 12 hours. But what I will say, like I said earlier, is in this job, if you between jobs, just get out, stretch, rotate, touch your toes, twist, all these things, because your body will start to seize up. And then what will happen? You'll get a problem. You're young. What, you in your 20s?
30.
Really? Okay, you're doing good. So your body's not at that point where it starts to seize up so much. But that's what so I was going to just start doing a vlog on YouTube about the different stages. And that's what I said. We might as well just do it like this, in that respect.
You know what? So because certain drivers I speak to, they say they can make $2,000 a week. Then I speak to others and they say that's unrealistic. You can't make that.
You can't.
What's that?
I haven't made $2,000 a week. I made near to $2,000. But you can do it. I may do it this week. I don't know, because let's say Saturday and Friday is 350, 350 each day.
Yeah.
So that's straight away. Let's say I did those 2 days of 300, that's 700. If I can hit in another day of getting that amount of money, and I probably may fall short of 2k. I may get it, but you got to ask yourself under what circumstances.
Yeah.
And what life thing, because if you're just coming home and crashing.
Yeah.
So I've told my missus that for the next 25 days I'm working straight. But what I'm doing, I'm not like, I've got a amount I need to earn every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, which in this case, I said, I know Uber usually balance you. The algorithm, if you just accept their jobs, the algorithm always brings you to 250.
Okay, if you just accept their jobs.
Yeah. If you try to play your own game and reject some smaller jobs and just go for bigger jobs or go to the airports to get easier runs, then that you could push it to more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one day this week I had a job where I was nearly at 400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
one whole day.
Yeah.
And I was surprised, and I was like, really? Okay. And stuff like that. And I think I'd started at 4 in the morning anyway, because you want sometimes where there's not a lot of traffic and you can still earn the money.
Yeah.
In that respect. But yeah, you can. I make sure at the end of the day I go home, I go straight to the gym. So I always have my gym bag in the car.
Yeah.
I go to the gym, have a swim, do some exercises, sit in the jacuzzi, sauna, that kind of thing. Just MOT my body in that respect.
Do you ever have days where you might just say, I'm just working 1 or 2 hours?
Yeah. Oh, you've got the advantage. Let's say you're going to your friend's house. You're in Shooters Hill.
Yeah.
Your friend's in Peckham. So now when you're going there,
Yeah.
you turn on the app. You tell them that you're going there. You say, I only want jobs going that direction.
Yeah.
Now with Uber may say, okay, you only want jobs there, but we're going to take you down to Maidenhead and then over to Croydon and up to Peckham. Do you see what I mean? But if you're with Bolt,
Yeah.
Bolt will say, okay, we're only giving you jobs going that exact direction.
Oh, do you switch between?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I don't. I used to play a game where you try and switch.
Yeah.
But the problem is with that, Uber's algorithm will only favour you if you stick with them.
Yeah.
So I do my whole shift with Uber,
Yeah.
and then let's say I end up far, I know, M25 North, and now I live South London, so I will just put the Bolt app on now, just to drive home straight. So I know as I'm driving home straight, that only give me jobs going directly to my house, and that's a very good thing with Bolt. Keep in mind what I haven't mentioned so far, when it comes to pay, Uber and Bolt pay you every day.
Oh, they pay every day?
You can get paid 4 times a day of Uber.
Yeah.
I only found out about Bolt the other day because another driver who got in the car told me, and he said they're only allowing it with certain people.
Yeah.
But because that works great for me, because I am not the best at handling money and I've got lots of kids, so with that comes responsibilities in that respect, you know. But
Uber seems like there should be a lot more people doing it then, because you got more freedom, more flexibility, and the money's good.
Yeah, but but people find out things later, and also you've got to remember, Uber is very particular when it comes to customer service.
Yeah.
So some customers will have a bad day. It depends on your people skills. I'm talkative, so I've got myself in a lot of trouble. Yeah. If I give they say don't, it's like, I used to be in the military, it's like the military, they say don't talk religion and don't talk politics.
Yeah.
Because, so I put the aircon on a bit. They say don't do those because it will not everybody sees the same things on everything and they get upset, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
In that respect. And so if a customer complains, I've had a customer complain about a transgender thing, which I didn't even really understand at the time. So I've been living out of the country and I came back, and it's just some guy telling me he's a woman, and I was very confused. And then he wanted to tell me how he chopped his anatomy off, and I didn't want to know that. I said we won't talk about it. He got upset and he complained, saying transgender phobic or whatever it is. I don't understand, but I just stay away from that now.
Yeah.
Because Uber will ban you for 3 or 4, however months or weeks or whatever, depending on the same circumstances they're concerned about their image. But you will meet drivers who will say, I don't work for Uber, Uber's rubbish. And you say, what happened? And they go, oh, I don't remember. And you know they did something wrong. Yeah? She said, I mean, but then you meet crazy riders. I had a woman the other day, and I was going to vlog about this, but I didn't bother. And she said to me, I'm not coming on to you because I know you said you're happily in a happy relationship, and I am too. But I used to date an Uber driver, and before that, if I sit, because she was saying, I'm not sitting in the front because it means I like you.
Yeah.
And I said, where do you come with that kind of chain of thought? She goes, no, it's all on social media and everything. And I thought, listen, I'm going to have to vlog about this because I've never heard about this.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. And she said, yeah, because it's forward. You should let the driver have his privacy. And I said, listen, I don't know about all this. If you like me, you tell me you like me, that's something. But if you're just sitting next to me, so what does that mean on the tube then, or the bus? So anyway, she said, well, she used to get in the Uber, and if she's getting on with the driver, he'd pull over in a dark place, and they'd have some fun. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, okay, well, that was good for you. And I wasn't going to really say anything more to that because you don't want it. But whether my missus will say, she's giving you a proposition, Simon. These women today, you can't trust them and all this. But my thing is this. Even if I was single, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that on this basis. There's a camera there. There's a camera at the front, a camera at the back. I have no business touching the passenger that I only know through Uber.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If it had been a month later and we was on the social, we got out, I could explain to Uber, yeah, we was blah, blah, blah. But this is the way I would visualize this scenario. You have some fun, she goes, you drop her home, you go home go home. Before you get in the bed, and even after you had a shower, there's a knock at the door, there's 2 cops at the door telling you you've assaulted your rider. Now, you're looking at a sex pest charge, you're probably doing time, you've got to justify your thing. Uber's going to, you're going to lose your license, so you can't work, and Uber is probably going to get sued by the girl.
Yeah.
So you lose everything, she gains. Now, even if the video is showing that you both seem consenting, she was saying, cool, he's a big guy, and I felt intimidated, and I was scared that he might kill me, so I had to make it, I was enjoying myself. No, I don't need that drama. Not for one piece of boom.
It's not worth it.
No, it don't make sense. But this is where you have to think sensible. At the same time, you get the drunk women on Saturday night who come and touch you, poke you, want to rub you. I can tell you so many different stories. But these are things where you need to learn to be professional, let alone these cyclists. These are the worst.
Everyone has headache with cyclists.
Cyclists are worse. I see the company that we hired a car from, they have 6,000 cars on the road. Yeah, so every day they get about 10 accidents or incidents. I see a drug deal going down with one of the Uber drivers, and is it taking around in a circle like that? I seen a drug deal going down with one of the Uber drivers, and it went wrong, and there's a car chase. And there's all this crazy stuff.
Well, the Uber driver's the one doing it, or the
he was involved because he had the drugs, and there's some other men. All these guys look shady. Yeah, they all look shady. Yeah. And then suddenly some other guys turn up, and there's a scuffle, and he's driving away, and he's chasing his other vehicle, looking at it, and then it all went thing, and then they crashed the car into another car. So that's how they found out. Not the Uber, the car hire company. So the man come in the next day and said, listen, anything wrong with this car, I pay cash. We don't tell no one, okay? Yeah, it's one of those kind of Eastern European kind of guys. Yeah, we don't tell no one. And that kind of thing. And the man went, okay. That made the boss man that I know look at the video. Yeah. But then you see, but the other thing why I brought it up there's a cyclist. The cyclist must have got in with the Uber driver because obviously he's on camera. He's got angry, he got vexed, and he drove into the cyclist. He just drove into
yeah.
No, but you say that way, you can't be doing that as a driver.
No, that's what I'm saying. What's the driver expecting is going to happen in that situation?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're all on camera.
Yeah.
Let alone Joe Blogs might be filming you. So look at this.
Yeah.
And all these kind of things. So it's all about keeping your cool. This job is all about, and it's better if you don't have nothing to say. If you don't have nothing positive to say, if you don't like the people, just sit there, just say good evening, good afternoon, we're going here, we'll be there in that time, and then drive. He said, do you want the music? No? Okay. And I always keep my earpiece in my ear.
So you can answer the phone?
Not that. There's that, I can answer the phone, but I always say, do you mind if I answer the phone?
Yeah.
But my missus would be laughing now because she'd say, Sammy, it does not go down like that, would I? But so if the I don't like the person, or the spirit don't take to me, I can listen to my podcasts.
Yeah. Not
my personal podcast, but I can listen to whatever, Joe Rogan, whatever I'm listening to.
Yeah.
So I could just listen and focus on that, and they can be listening to music or put their headphones on and that. But one thing you will find is a lot of people want to have a chat. Yeah. If they're northerner, they always want to have a chat. But if other people, and then you also get some people who may be racist and stuff like that. It's rare, but mind you, was it here? No, it's further east that I dropped this white guy, and that was during lockdown or the end of the lockdown, and he kept on coughing, and as he got out, he goes, I'm allergic to black man. But I didn't register until like he'd gone, more or less. But even so, it's better that he's just gone, because he's saying it as a coward. He's saying it as he's getting out of the car. Yeah, anyone can say, He's not saying it when he's in the car. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? I need to open the windows, I'm allergic to black man, it's going to make me cough. But even that, I just laugh. Yeah. I just have to laugh at him and stuff.
What's the downside of being an Uber driver, do you reckon?
That's a good question. The downside of being an Uber driver, well, it's not a job for life. It's depending on your ambitions. I want more from life. I have to have more because I've got quite a few kids.
But there's not a lot of jobs where you can earn like up to $2,000 a week.
Yeah, I know that. But remember, your stats coming out of your expenses. So there's my expenses. You've got the car, you've got the fuel. Yeah, there are things like this. Remember this, when they talk about expensive, reason why some people want to buy the car, lease it, rent it, or like that. Other people want to rent it. I go for rent because I want that whole car to be put as tax deductible. Yeah. Any maintenance, any floor mats, any lights, any air thing. So your car should always look spanking new. You can buy the machine to buff it yourself. Yeah. All these kind of things. Yeah, do you miss his car at the same time? Put it on your feet. Yeah, all these different things. Yeah. But those are good things. But it's a physical job that you need to be in good health to do. Yeah. So, for instance, if I'm a podcaster and I'm unwell, or if I'm a computer guy, I could be unwell at home and still doing it. I could just use my finger, coughing now, whatever, do a bit, sleep a bit, blah, blah, blah. I can still earn money. But with this, if you're sick, you're not getting no money. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? Now you've got the car, you've got all these expenses, you've got all these things. Do you see what I mean?
Do you know, if you knew about this from earlier, do you think you would have done it from earlier, or?
Well, yeah, I chose this because I used to live abroad. So when I came back to England, I didn't have anything. I lost everything I earned. So I chose this because I could do it in my own hours, and I could still do other things like my podcast, do consultancy on investing in Africa, just do lots of different things, get more courses in if I want to. And then you got the privilege of the expenses. You know, when I eat If I work 5 hours, I get £5 food expenditure.
Oh.
If I work 10 hours, I get £10. If I work 15 hours, I get 15 hours expenditure. If I work over 15 hours, I get £25. If I get a job to Brighton, so I've driven to Brighton, Ipswich, Coventry, Birmingham, Wales. Now, if I'm out there, I could stay the night and that goes on my expenses because it's all part of work. Do you see what I mean? So you can see how people might try and feel all this, take their missus down and say, all that kind of thing. But there's lots of different ways, different things that can benefit you, and things can work on that. And you think about it, you need a laptop, you need a printer, you need ink, you need a desk, you need stationery because you're doing your own expenses. Then you're doing it from home, so you get that £6 allowance every day for every day you worked. You're using your place as an office, so you get yourself an accountant, get yourself a decent accountant that knows what you're doing. I use a bank account called Tide. And every time, every time I buy something, I scan it on the app, and it goes in. So at the end of the day, I just send that whole file to my accountant, and they deal with everything. Do you see what I mean? Then, it runs quite deep in what you need and what you can do in money. It's a very convenient, but the overall thing, I say that's the biggest issue for me, and also health. You're sitting down for hours. I always start the gym as doing a run. And when I get out, I do squats. Sometimes I do 4 squats down to the ground, up, because I'm trying to get my muscles and my glutes and everything working, because I've just been sitting on my ass.
You do it roughly the same time every day, Jim?
No, it depends when it's convenient. If I could go jogging in the morning, if I woke up at 3 in the morning, I could try and get in a short sharp jog, a mile or 3 miles, and then come back, shower and go to work. Be ready for 4 or 5, things like that. So there's no set time, but I'm a swimmer. I like to swim.
Oh, more than lifting weights and that.
Because swimming really works. It's all about the heart. It's all about the heart. Working the heart.
It's your cardiovascular going.
Things like that. You see. So that's what I would suggest. Any other questions as we're coming to the end?
What's the best thing about being an Uber driver?
You're flexible hours and you get paid every day. So if you didn't have money and you could go out and do a job for a couple of hours, cash out, you could do up to 4 times a day cash out. And that's when you transfer it direct to your bank account, and then you can pay for whatever you need to pay for, whether it's kids, the missus, or whatever. And flexible hours, you work when you want to work. So if you don't want to work for 6 months, and you could just Uber may send you a message say you haven't worked, but you could just say, listen, I'm unwell for now, or I'm just taking a break, but I still want a thing. It's a good thing. It's something I would have even when I have my other companies and things I'm going to be doing. I'll probably still have it because it covers for my car. You see what I mean?
That's true. You can whatever you need it to pay for, you can work and make it pay for that. And the fact that if I'm driving to see somebody the other side of London, I could earn money on the way, add on an extra hour to time because I know I'm going to be going all about the houses a bit, and stuff like that. But anyway, we're here, my friend. Good conversation. Any last questions? Nah, I feel like that's the Uber A to Z you're giving me. I know anything I wanted to know, I know right now.
Well, you've done me a favour. And your podcast, when's your podcast going to be released? Next month. Are you sure? You don't sound too positive, my friend.
I'm hoping next month.
Okay, what's it going to be called?
He Said, She Said.
He Said, She Said, and it's about?
Relationship issues, just everyday situations.
Okay.
Everyday situations.
Well, thanks a lot for that. We wish you well.
Thank you for the advice. Thank you for all the knowledge.
Okay. We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day as well as vlogging on our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.